first of all, nationality policy, that you no longer have that Korenizacja, exactly. This excitement, you could call it an ethnophilia, some people do. Like this excitement about all these small different nationalities, giving them all privileges, publishing books. Entitlement of all these small, that changes in the late 1930s to focus on the big nationalities. And in part that's what happens here. There's a more focus on Georgia and less on the smaller nationalities. There's also centralization, and part of that is Russification, reintroducing Russia, and centralization. And I think also the nature of patron-client relations changes in the Stalin period. So if in the 20s and the early 30s, you have these local bases of power. Napoleon was one of those. In Bolshevik slang, they called it a gniezdo, like a nest. And those nests would be tied into these vertical patronage networks, which they called a hvost. And they talk about the Kavkazky hvost, this Caucasian network going all the way up to Moscow. I think part of what Stalin was trying to do in the purges in 1937 was exactly to destroy those little patronage bases, the gniezda, and to, I mean, he was doing many other things, and there are other reasons for the terror too, certainly. And we know a lot more of that now than we did in the Cold War. It's not just about elites and the party, but certainly an aspect of it was to renew the party and to get rid of all of these local nests. In 1937, Stalin gave a famous speech where he talked about the danger of these, he called them semieska, these little family networks, and trying to get rid of those. And what happens in the 1930s is that you have a change in the way patronage functions, away from little nests, these little networks, and focused more on big magnates who are able to combine patronage resources across different areas, in regions and across institutions, to make sort of mega patronage networks. And yes, that's what happens with Beria, for example, is able to make this patronage network in the Transcaucasus and combine that with his network in the secret police, and then makes an alliance with Malenkov and a network within the government institutions that are very powerful and can do the things that Stalin needs. We also have Khrushchev, right, who comes to power, Khrushchev, who combines the power of the Moscow City Organization, the Ukrainian Party Organization, the Ukrainian Front in the Second World War, also to make. So by the war in the late Stalin period, you still have patronage, and Stalin can't function without patronage networks, even though he's criticizing them. But you have these sort of massive patronage networks that cross different places and institutions, and so you don't need those kind of people like Bakoba anymore. You don't need those little sort of nests and things anymore. So they go. So both of those two changes, nationality policy changes, and also the nature of patronage changes by the war in the later Stalin.